while he is setting it up. Okay.
Just right click.
And left way.
Just right click with the forward.
Okay, it's fine. So firstly, thank you Outwit team for calling me here for this presentation, and whatever speakers I've listened to, it's been very informative so far, though the crowd is so thin. Unfortunately for them, they missed out such wonderful information. I come from a background which is slightly different from the people who have spoke before. I have been working mostly in the digital service delivery. That means reaching out to the rest of India as part of the great Common Service Center network. I also worked for 3 years in Aadhaar, spearheading the applications, and then a consultant in e-governance. I've been working in the last 1.5 years in smart cities as well. So this is my background, and today I'll speak more about Aadhaar. Sometime back, one of our friends mentioned that, is there any disruptive technology which has come into India? Yes, we have a very big disruptive technology, and which can be emulated by the rest of the world, and that is Aadhaar for sure. So today we have 1 billion plus Aadhaar generated, and the mission of Aadhaar is to empower every citizen with a unique ID and to give him a platform to verify online, digitally. And that's the vision of Aadhaar. If you really look at Aadhaar, is a unique ID based on biometrics, and it can be verified online from anywhere, anytime. And it's also a very accurate financial address. These three combines it to make it one of the most effective and efficient platform. And you will see for yourself how things have dramatically changed in India. And we've not really looked at, unfortunately, the previous speaker didn't explain much about blockchain. Now we look at Aadhaar, in comparison to blockchain or other technologies, it is far superior. You'll come to know about it later, and that is why it is so critical to use Aadhaar for smart solutions. So how did it start? Over 1.18 billion now, and over 11 billion authentication transactions have taken place. I'll talk more about the various uses of Aadhaar. 11 million authentication transactions in one site, and Aadhaar as a financial address would also have almost the same. That means probably around 20-odd billion transactions, 20-odd billion service delivery has taken place. Somebody has got his ration, somebody has opened a Reliance Jio, he's got a Reliance Jio SIM, or let's say somebody has got an insurance, somebody's got his money through direct benefit transfer. It's innumerable transactions which is taking place using Aadhaar. It's a simple 12-digit number, but it's got a little bit of intelligence built into it because we have a Verov algorithm. So it's not, it ensures that you don't make a clerical mistake while entering Aadhaar. Like I said, it is unique, verifiable from online. It's a random number, no specific intelligence. It's to every resident, including children. And its uniqueness is ensured through biometric attributes. Like any other ID which you have in a paper form, Aadhaar is purely digital. You cannot lose it once it is created. Today, mobile Aadhaar, railways have already proclaimed it, that you don't have to carry a physical Aadhaar today, it's mobile. You carry the mobile Aadhaar, and over a period of time, using Bluetooth and NFC, you'll be able to communicate and authenticate and things like that. So, this is, and though we have created the authentication platform benchmark for 100 million, we are soon ready to cross that. Why is it not moving? Aadhaar enrollment, because I just thought that before I come into this thing, you need to have some basic idea of Aadhaar. It's simple demographic data identified with, everybody has got an Aadhaar, so you already know how this is generated. And coming to Aadhaar authentication, it's a digital online verification system which we have, by which you can authenticate yourself, and at the same time, the users can authenticate and verify that the person in front of you, the customer in front of you, is what he claims to be. So we have multiple way of authentication. You can just authenticate using your demographics, authenticate using your biometrics, and you can also authenticate using one-time password. So multiple means are available today. Similarly, you would realize that when you open an account, you walk into a bank, you have a paperless transaction, your eKYC is passed and account is opened. The way you get a Reliance Jio SIM. So you have made the whole process of getting the transactions done in the most efficient manner possible. You've cut short all those paper transactions, and you also ensured that it is digitally safe, secure, and nobody else sees that. You give a paper, you can take a photostat. As far as this is concerned, this is a digital transaction, it is encrypted, it's not available to anybody, and every transaction associated with this has got an audit trail. So, a lot of things are talk about privacy here. Actually, Aadhaar ensures privacy. Aadhaar ensures that your identity is protected. It's actually empowering you rather than losing your privacy in any way. We'll talk about it, we'll answer some questions with related to that later. A lot of ways you can, authenticate and transact using Aadhaar. This is, I just took it today or probably yesterday from the UIDAI website. See how many transactions are taking place today. Close to 6 crores transactions are taking place today. 60 million transactions every day is taking place using Aadhaar. Now you won't realize it. That's the way it is growing. Probably 4 years back when I joined UIDAI, we were barely having 100 transactions or 1,000 transactions a day. Today we are having so many transactions, and it is set to grow. And it's going to make, it's empowering you, enabling Aadhaar is empowering Indians, empowering India. And we have to look internally as to our systems and find that our system is more robust than any other system. No country can match this system. Like I've told you, it's an online ID proof. You can verify online, and it's an accurate financial address. And that is what is making it much more powerful than any other ID system anywhere in the world. No country is as ready as India for cashless transaction as with this UPI and all those things. I'll talk about it a little later. This is a typical financial transaction taking place, Aadhaar-enabled payment system. I'll not go into too much of details. Anyway, this is available. Similarly, Aadhaar payment bridge. This is how the direct benefit transfer takes place for your LPG, etc. This is a very interesting system which is built on the Aadhaar system again, unified payment interface. Who among you are not using virtual payment address today? Is anybody using virtual payment address for your transactions? Good. At least some are using. It's the most effective way of transacting money. I use for every transaction. You can pay to a registered account holder also. But paying to another person who has a VPA is so simple. It's just exchanging an email from one person to other. You would have realized that. Kindly use this. Unfortunately, it's a government thing. It's not marketed so effectively. It's still marketed effectively. If you're not using the Google Tej or Bheem or the ICICI mobile app or any of the State Bank or HDFC, most of the banks have got mobile applications for doing transactions using VPA. It's so easy, you save money, it's accurate, efficient, instantaneous, and no transaction charges. So many so many applications we have using Aadhaar today. We recently talked about in the paper today. It came in the newspaper that we will be shortly having a passenger check-in system for the airports. It's going to be, today you have a person's. I'm just taking you one of those examples. So many things you can. Today you have a CASF Jawan checking you, verifying your identity, whether you have a forged document, otherwise you have no way of identifying. The moment you link it, you don't require him actually. You pass your Aadhaar number and authenticate, and it's a self-check-in system. A similar system is possible even for railways as well. But in due course of time, we expect that more and more transactions using Aadhaar will come in, and it'll make our lives much more simpler. Now, with my small experience in smart cities, where is Aadhaar actually going to come in the smart solutions? A lot of what has been talked by my predecessors who spoke here can actually think of utilizing Aadhaar in various smart solutions. This eKYC based record creation is a very easy way. Let's say when we did a pilot smart health application, when we talked I was working as ICT solution expert for Indore smart city. We're talking about creating a smart health solution for the entire city. So we had to do it on a PPP model. So health ATM was created. So he comes in, he put his Aadhaar, his eKYC comes in, and then thereafter his medical parameters like height, weight, or blood pressure, everything is taken, and that becomes an electronic medical record. So when you talk about a smart city and its smart solutions, you have to have an inclusive approach, because smart solution per se is available today to people who are digitally literate. You have a computer, you have a smartphone you can use, but the real success of a smart solution is how many transactions you have been able. You create all these e-governance solutions, but if it is not used by a common man, if it is not used by our billions of Indians, then what is the use? It has to reach to every nook and corner of India, and for that you need to ensure that this digital divide is addressed. I'll talk about that later, but this health ATM utilizes eKYC based record creation for electronic medical records. Similarly, payments are possible. Let's say a smart parking solution, on-street parking solution. If you go to a place like Dubai or where you have an on-street parking solution, you need to have an identity to prove or registered car or whatever it is. But you also need to have another mechanism like credit card or online wallet system to make your payment. Here both are synced into one. I hope you understood the difference. Your ID and your payment mechanism is one. Nobody is able to create such an application anywhere in the world. And that is where the difference is. That is where the difference is. You have virtual smart cards today. You don't have to carry any credit cards and all. That's obsolete, vintage technology. When you come to today we have UPI based VPA today. You can junk the wallets, you can junk the credit cards like the MasterCard and Visa. You can actually get into a virtual card, smart card for business. Okay, that's it. I have one more last question. Okay, I've just only got one slide on CSCs. When we create all these solutions, we have to reach to the last man, and for reaching to the last man, we need to have somebody to bridge the digital divide. And you removed it. Okay, to bridge the digital divide, we have the common service centers. We have 2.8 lakh common service centers all across India today. one in every panchayat. And we create these e-governance solutions. So that's why I said smart solutions, good, but smart solution has to be inclusive. Today, just having 2% or say maximum 10% of the people speaking English, interacting is not good enough. What about the rest of the 90%? And believe me, you are as poor as the poorest. So to bridge the digital divide, we have to ensure that our growth is inclusive, and that is the area where I come from. That's why I have to reinforce this fact. Probably nobody else will speak about it. Thank you very much, and that's what I want.
Anyone here with any question?
Okay.
We can only ask 2 questions.
Good afternoon, sir. It was a very valuable information which you have given. So I have a quick question about the Aadhaar which you were talking about, which will be used as a wallet. So I suppose it will be used as a wallet for the cryptocurrency because India is supposed to be a cashless country in future, and we are looking forward for Crypto Lakshmi, which is to be released. So are you talking about the cashless transaction and Aadhaar will be a wallet for that Crypto Lakshmi, or how is it going to act?
So, okay, so Aadhaar, today Aadhaar payment bridge utilizes, let's say, have you been able to transact between so Visa card, from a Visa card to Visa card, you can transfer money. It's simple, a number linked to your bank account, and the other person also has got a bank account link. So one number to other, you are transacting. The difference here is it is unique. You can have multiple Visa card, multiple credit cards with you. In this case, you have one Aadhaar number, and therefore it becomes a most accurate financial address. Now, the virtual payment address using unified payment interface is actually slightly different from that. That's initially use the eKYC, which is based on Aadhaar, to get in the information, interlink it with mobile and also your bank account, and therefore the virtual private address is actually using this. They create a virtual private address, and subsequently it is not touching Aadhaar. It's from one address to other. It's like sending an email, whatever. In fact, somebody who knows about blockchain, you will understand that Aadhaar platform is, because I showed you at least a dozen applications today, is far more evolved than the blockchain. Okay, the Bitcoin and blockchain. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Matthew, I have a question. Hello?
Yeah.
My question is pertaining to blockchain. So do you think in future Aadhaar will be based on blockchain technology as the quantum of data evolves and complications of security come into Aadhaar?
So, okay. See, blockchain and Bitcoin, I mean, blockchain technology per se, it's been practiced the world over. The rest of the world do not have the privilege of utilizing Aadhaar platform. What I am trying to say is that the Aadhaar platform is first a little more evolved, accurate, efficient, and accountable than the blockchain, but it's much similar to it. What we need to do, as far as India is concerned, like Aadhaar has got integrated into, like I said, the NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, etc. We also should think of integrating with blockchain. It's not not a replacement for the other, because one is being practiced in the world over. What we need to do is we need to integrate that also into Aadhaar, so that we should be able to make interoperable. But I'm just thinking of a vision, because this is anyway going to happen. Blockchain is going to anyway engulf the rest of the world. We have a platform which is far more accurate, but we need to find a way of interoperability. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
okay, next question will be the last one.
Yeah. I mean, anybody, I mean, it's not okay. Or we can take a offline question also, no problem. Okay, yeah. See, we don't, see, as far as the mandate of Aadhaar is concerned, but we don't deviate from that. Our aim is, and we also restricted by the Supreme Court orders in the privacy. So much of case which is going on there. We just provide an online platform for authentication with that minimum data, and we fiercely protective about the biometrics and the demographic data. You would not get any information from the Aadhaar channel. Aadhaar is being used for various activities. So you would probably run AI on all those things wherever it is required. So let's say the PDS application can utilize it, or let's say the banking application can use it. This is just a platform which will enable it and which will bring in accuracy, efficiency and accountability. The most important is accountability. Nobody can say that such a transaction is not taken, it's non-repudiable in all these transactions. So that guarantee which we give, but running AI and all those things, those applications can think of, okay.
So now we are done with the question answers.
I can take any offline question, because this is a field which is has to percolate down to everybody, and I want more of you all to talk about Aadhaar, because what we have in India, and we have to market it outside. It's far more superior than any other platform, any other technology of its kind in the world today. We are 10 years at least ahead of the rest of the world as far as this ID system is concerned. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Token of appreciation
Thank you.
from our side.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And now I would like to invite Mr. Rajaram V on the stage, please. And I would also like to invite Mr. Avinash Jangiani, Chief Innovation Officer from Omnicom Media Group. I know you two are surprised, but yes, I want you two to come here on the stage, and that is for the token of appreciation. I'm so sorry, sir, we missed that time because of that. Can we all give him a big round of applause, everyone? Once again, I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much.
And now we are moving forward for our next session, and that is panel discussion. And for that, I would like to invite Mr. Mangesh Srinivasan and Subhendu Patnaik, and they are going to talk on AI and future of digital marketing. How is IoT influencing and changing business models? IoT as key enabler for digital world. Customer behavior is changing. Think and act customer-centric. The two sides of a coin. And this session is going to moderate by our moderator, Mr. Avinash Jangiani, Chief Innovation Officer of Omnicom Media Group. Can we all give them a big round of applause, everyone?